So the last 5 months of the Clinton administration, everything I worked on got overturned, and we really couldn't get anything done anyways. Larry Lessig does a great job of explaining how our political structure is just systematically corrupted. I don't need to convince any of you here today about that. So I was here, I've been at the Institute for 5 years now, and I was having a conversation about a year and a half ago with a guy named Barry Kendall from Demos. We're both really familiar with James and Bobby Fishkin's work, big fans of that. And we started to think about different ideas, and somehow in the conversation we had this idea, what if an app, a piece of software, could actually run for elected office? Right? Like, what if the software could get elected? All you'd need is a human being to act as the human proxy, and the software would then be responsible for systematically consulting constituents on every single decision. Then the human being would actually be bound legally or in some public way to actually make decisions based on what the constituents wanted. So that was the idea. Originally we were thinking maybe we could run it for Senate. We went through a lot of different mock-ups of it, and then we realized maybe it's not just one candidate, but it could be a whole app. So we started calling it App4Gov, and the idea is it's an open source platform that all kinds of elected officials can use. So this is the registration process. This is what happens when you sign up for App4Gov. You get a postcard in the mail. It's kind of like when you register for couch surfing to make sure you're not a sketchy person. You live at the place you live. You scan it on your phone, you scan the code, then the app knows that you're actually in a specific census tract, which helps to do correction for capture later. And this is where you find out you're now a confirmed constituent of these electeds, and you see some of them are committed App4Gov users. That means they're actually committed to doing what you say. The others, you can track what they're doing. You don't necessarily know that they're going to do what you say or not, but at least they know what you think. So I want to introduce Bettina. She's my colleague, and Bettina started at the Institute about 9 months ago, and this idea was still kind of swirling in my head. It wasn't really going anywhere, and Bettina said, hey, David, that's a cool idea. I want to work on it with you. So she did these drawings, which turned into these mock-ups. So can you explain this one, Bettina?
Yeah, happily. And I'll take your soapbox.
Okay.
So as you can see here, we have an elected official, a senator perchance, and she is using an augmented reality device such as Google Glass, which some of you have probably been using, and she's receiving commentary directly from her constituency, and that commentary is hopefully influencing what she actually does within proceedings.
Yeah. And so the idea is that she can, thank you, Bettina. So the idea is that she can actually wear this in hearings, she can wear it to meetings with lobbyists, and her constituents can be there live with her, telling her what she should say, what she should do, how she should think about it. And her staffers, instead of just being opinion experts, are actually community managers and programmers. So that's kind of where this is going. This is another mock-up of a different part of the screen. So this is Harris Johnson, your city councilman. He tells you, hey, I'm voting today on whether to ban motor vehicles in the core downtown. What do you think? So then you can say, I'm strongly in favor of this, and you can see 733 of your friends are strongly in favor of it. Then you can see 22 of your friends aren't sure, 93 are against. You can choose, but then you can also delegate your vote to the California Automobile Association, the Sierra Club, the Bicycle Coalition, etc. So there's delegation. You could imagine this going to delegation to individuals as well. So this is, let's see, zooming in on that one. So again, you could imagine this being used. It's open source is the idea. It's a concept. There's no code yet. But sorry, I'm really sorry. Hopefully we're going to code it all tomorrow. This afternoon, exactly. But the idea is you could use other open source platforms like Liquid Feedback or Liquid Democracy to power part of the legislation drafting tool. It's really inspired by Wikipedia in a way. Wikipedia took everyone in the world and opened up an encyclopedia, and now Britannica doesn't even print books anymore. They're kind of going out of business. So if we can do an encyclopedia, I think we can at least do democracy a lot better. The thing I said about the census tract thing is it's pretty important. So if the app knows where you live, it can kind of anonymize that data, but it knows your demographics based on your census tract. So you can figure out, oh, it's only the white people in my district that are voting on this issue, or it's only the rich people, or et cetera. So that's a way to make sure it's not skewed. The last key ingredient came out of a conversation with Sandy last night. The human proxy can actually have veto power if they need it, if they feel like the system is being gamed, if there's a problem with it, et cetera. So it's not completely automated. It's a process. It grows. And that's App4Gov.